Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are around the world. And welcome to Power Up. We have got an absolutely epic show for you this evening. Unfortunately, we weren't able to broadcast live due to some technical issues, but this recording is the best at this time. So, without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Mama G to introduce our beautiful panel. Mama G.
Good evening, everybody who's watching. Please give us some love. We appreciate your love. Some hearts would not go amiss. Guys, I am so excited tonight. But first of all, let's say hello to the panel. Okay, so we've got beautiful Audrey Bodman.
Hello.
We've got the wonderful Mahmoud. We have darling Darryl Gorman. We have the ninja herself, Carol McFarlane. And the beautiful darling Kathy Ofosua.
Hi.
Of course, Stacey. Stacey, I'm so excited. Take the wheel. Stacey, take the wheel.
So, our absolutely legendary and just all round unbelievable and epic leader in networking is Mr. Darryl Roberts. And if you don't know him, now you will. We are so happy to have you on tonight, Darryl. I think you might just be able to sense that.
That's exciting.
And I'm happy. I'm just as happy to be here with you folks here today, my time. It's just after noon, my time, just after I think 8 o'clock your time. Happy to be here. Excited to talk with you about whatever we're going to talk about.
So this evening, really, Darryl, is all about picking your brain, really. Because you have been pseudo successful in network marketing, and it's an area that many try and fail at. So we want to pick your brain this evening. We want you to share all of those hints and tips and hows and everything. But we'd love for you to start with just telling us a little bit about who you are and what brought you to networking in the first place.
Well, once again, I'm happy to be here. It's Thanksgiving for us tomorrow here in the States. So happy Thanksgiving. I know it's not for you guys, but still, happy Thanksgiving. Wonderful things are happening. And I'm just excited to be here and just hopefully share something that can impact someone, encourage and inspire someone here. So again, my name is Darryl Roberts. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I grew up in California. Northern California, just a little bit east of San Francisco. And I've always wanted to be different, than just seeing my dad and mom go to work and do the things they were doing. Even at the early stage, I had no idea what I was going to end up doing, but I just knew I didn't want to do that. And, it just turns out when your mind kind of focuses on something, even if it's not 100% focused, it'll put you in a situation where you can actually do some things you really want to do in life or do things that you didn't want to do in life. And it turned out to be direct sales and networking for me. I do have a college degree, and I got to make it clear, I did not like school at all. I was an athlete. I played basketball in high school and college, and I did extremely well in college. But I didn't like school. It wasn't for me. I don't think if I wasn't an athlete, I would not have probably gone to school. I would have probably started my career even 4 years earlier. But I did graduate, and I wanted to take advantage of it. They were going to pay for me to go play and get educated, so I took advantage of it. And so many people don't. They'll play and they'll finish their 4 years and they still haven't graduated. So I was in there. I wanted to take advantage of all the things I had, and I did, and it was just fun. One of the most amazing experiences that I've had. And then I got into the workforce. Was working for a $1 billion pharmaceutical company. Hated it. And for about 6 months time, and then that's when I found direct sales and network marketing. I didn't know anything about it. They told us, even though I knew I didn't want to do this, to go to school, get good grades, go work for a company, and as long as you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're going to be just fine. And I didn't never believe that, but that was what ingrained in us ever since we were just little kids growing up, and all of us, even around the world, I think have that same philosophy of what we're supposed to do. But I went to a presentation, and even though I had the feeling that I had, they were drawing circles on a chalkboard or some type of a whiteboard. Obviously, it wasn't computer technology hasn't advanced like it is now. But I was literally ready to walk out of the room because I know I wanted to do something different, but this was like, a foreign language. It was like, I don't know about this. But one thing that changed me right there on the spot. I was sitting in the back, and I walked up. There was a guy that stood up. He changed my life to this day. It happened to be an insurance guy. He stood up and he said, in the United States of America, the richest country on planet Earth, at age 65, 95% of people are dead or dead broke. And, I just flashed my mom and dad and the folks at the church and people that I knew in that age group. I kind of looked at that, and a light bulb immediately popped in my mind. And I decided that that's true. And I figured it was true. That I didn't want to have anything to do with tradition. I wanted to do something different. And that's when my mind opened up, and I started listening intensely and started hearing what's going on, came back a couple of more times and asked a lot of questions. And then I started following people that were successful, people that were doing the things that I wanted to do, living the life that I wanted to live. And 32, almost 33 years now, I've been about 6 months after that, I've been full time in this industry for that length of time. So that's kind of my beginning and where it all started from.
Wow, 30 plus years. That is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, there are so many people out there who come into networking and sort of 6 months down the line, a year down the line, they think they can't hack it. They don't know what to do. They feel like they've got nowhere to turn. What advice would you give to somebody in that position?
Yeah, and that's just in anything in life that you want to do. If you want to become a doctor, it's going to take you 10 to 12 years. If you want to graduate college, it's going to take you 4 years. Some do it in 3, some do it in 5 or more. But it just takes time to learn. And unfortunately, humans, we're not. Most of us, we're not set out to look at the long road and to put in the right amount of time and to do the things that we want to do. We live in what I call a microwave society, is that we want it now. And if I talk to 3 or 4 people, like the guy told me to do with that presentation, and they, throw me out of their house or, say other words to me, most people that affects them mentally, and they're not prepared for that. And it causes people to, digress. And one of the proponents of that, one of the other reasons for that, is it's so inexpensive to get started into our industry. With our company, the max is a few $100, and I'm not sure exactly the pounds, but it's not a lot comparative if you were going to buy a $2 million McDonald's franchise. So when you have negativity, your brain doesn't want that for your body, so it tells you to say no, back away, go somewhere else, red light, red light, red light. And it's easy for most people to just go to something else or, settle for doing what it is that they're currently doing, trading time for money. My advice is that, you've got to give it 3 to 5 years and to develop a business, to any business out there. And you have to, put in what I call the right amount of time plus the right activities. That equals success. Success is the right amount of time plus the right activity. And sometimes people don't do that. They do a few little different things, and it's not something that's going to sustain them. But the biggest thing, the point I want to make, is you have to give it time to develop, and that's the challenge. And when it's so inexpensive, it's easy to just to kind of go out. I'll give you an example. For sometimes we'll go out to dinner and it costs $300-400, right? If we have some of the kids, and depends on where we go, and that's for lots of people. Some people do that and they look at it. Well, the money I spent on dinner or buying a pair of shoes, or it's not prominent in their mind to have that stick-to-itiveness. In other words, if you did spend $2 million and you did purchase a franchise, even if it was a $250,000 one of those sandwich shops out there, I can't even think of the name of it right now, but bottom line is what happens if you have a bad day, or you have challenges, or there's ups and downs, which they are. You've got $250,000 on the line. You've got $2 million on the line. So you're going to stay up later. You're going to go to the meetings and trainings. You're going to ask the questions. You're going to realize that they'll tell you right up front in any franchise that you may or may not get your investment back within 5 years. And people come into it looking at from that perspective. Well, it's 5 years. I'll be lucky if we're on track to get my original investment back, and then start making some type of profit in the future. With direct sales and network marketing, and sometimes we got to be careful with things we show, and that's why we got to be careful with that. People think they can do it overnight, and if they don't do it in 90 days, they don't do it in 10 months, 11 months time, then they're ready to hang it up and go back to settling for what it is that they're currently doing that most people unfortunately don't like. So my recommendation: stay the course. Treat it like you spent $1 million. If you did that, I remember the first training I went to, the guy said, I'll guarantee your success if you treat this like you spent $1 million. And think about that. What would you do if you spent $1 million to get a business? I mean, it would be morning, noon, and night. Your thought process would be totally different. Your learning process would be different. What you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed is going to be totally different. Why? Because you spent $1 million. A lot of people can't do that for $200 or $300, and they want it to happen and overnight, and that's just not the way it is. You could find some really good people quickly, but typically that's not the way it is. You have to build it. You got to plan it out, and if you treat it like $1 million, I'm telling you, your life has the ability to change, especially with the company that we're all involved with, because of the worst case scenario is what you get 2 to 3 amazing trips every year. Guys, in 30 plus years, I've never seen that before, where the worst case scenario, you're going to get to travel and save a bunch of money and stay at some incredible places. And if you just find 3 other people, you don't even have to pay your monthly subscription anymore. So the value of a company, of a direct sales network marketing company, has a big deal to do with longevity and product and service. And with Travorium, I can tell you, we've got a lot of value there.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I mean, you certainly don't break even in like the first couple of months when you start a traditional business. You're not getting any money back for a good while. So yes, where you're coming from with the 3 people and free, we understand that. But Darryl, I've been talking to the younger lot, and by younger I say between 25 and 35, and a lot of them are not tuned in. Now, you said that you've been in the business for like 30 years plus, so you were a very young man when you started out. Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with family and like bringing up a young family whilst doing this? Like, how hard is it?
Well, again, this depends on what you want. I mean, it's tough, but I think going to a job for 8 or 9 hours a day in traffic and having to deal with people, coworkers, a lot of times that you don't really like, or they don't like you, and I think that's hard. For me, this wasn't. Let me be clear when I say it. Yes, it's tough. You got to go through the ups and downs. We've gone through all of that as well. But when you have a vision, when you have a goal, when you have reasons, my thing is simple. I look back. If you guys would have seen me at the age of 24, when I got started there, you'd look and say, well, how did this guy make it? How did he sustain going full time for 30 years? Well, I've evolved and I've learned to speak clear. I've learned to work on myself and do different things. But I remember, a lot of times talking with the family and having meetings. Guys, here's what we're getting ready to do. Now, you're going to miss me a little bit because I'm going to put some hours and time doing this. But the end result is we're going to go to Disneyland, in a year and a half, 2 years. Or we're going to go here. We're going to go there. So those were the early days, letting them know that Dad was going to do some things a little different. Mom's going to do some things a little bit different. We're going to have to not be there with you all the time so that we can be there with you all the time. And that's the reason why, I travel as much with our kids and my son, he's my youngest in baseball games. We don't miss any games no matter where they are. We'll go, but we set that up back in the day. So I remember having the meeting, sitting down and we discussing things as a family. Here's what we're getting ready to do. And we're going to, carefully using this word proverbial war, if you will, to get to a place that we can do some things that we want to do. And then we give out there with this, what if it was like Disneyland or Disney World or something fun that they really wanted to do, a vacation, etc., Hawaii. And so we involved everybody with us. So they just didn't know, well, how come Dad's not talking to me right now? How come Dad's just constantly busy in the morning and he's up late at night and he's in the office and the door's closed and he's on the telephone, etc. So we learned how to evolve the family. And again, it comes out to reasons and objectives. I wanted to design this life. I wanted to be able to, do what we do right now. I'll give an example. On Monday, Lawrence, you guys know Lawrence, right? We did a webinar with Lawrence. He was filming for his show, Travel Boom 2021. And he got me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't like that. And I'm kind of tongue in cheek saying that. But I had to get up at 6:15 or so for 7:30, when it was my turn to come on. Yesterday, we were up at, about 7 o'clock because I had an 8 o'clock with his daughter. Bianca, or Bianca. See, I think he calls her Bianca. So out in America, we say Bianca, but we're Bianca. So that was a little better, but it's still, I go to bed at late in the morning, 1, 2 o'clock sometimes. So that was tough. So when Mama G and Stacey said, that's going to be 12 noon your time, I was pumped up and excited. I got up at the crack of 10 today, and that's what it's all about, doing the things you want to do. But again, it wasn't that way in the beginning. In the beginning, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges and issues, or at least perception of challenges and issues. But if you have your game plan, if you have your reasons, and you have your goal from point A to point B, you fight through them. The people that don't fight through, I'm careful I say that they really didn't want it. Because I'm a true believer. My kids know this. Now, I told them you can do and become anything that you want to become. You have to set that goal. You got to have that as a vision, as a why. You have to have a coach, someone that's done it, someone like my daughter's school, what she's doing right now. You got to have the teachers, the coaches, if you will. And you give it time. You have to have the coaches. And with that desire, you can become a doctor. You can become a network marketer. You can become a pastor of a church. You can become an engineer. You can become anything you want, an entrepreneur. I truly believe that. And sometimes, we kind of hope and wish and pray that, something happens or a miracle will happen, when I believe the miracle is already within us, and we just have to go out and put in the time and work. And it is not fun sometimes. It can be challenging with the issues we all run into. But at the end of the day, telling a story, and I can't think of a better story than what Travorium has to offer to get from point A to point B. And what I mean by that is other companies we built in the past, we've had to have tens of thousands of people to make a 6-figure income, or, a multiple 6-figure income. You've had to have that many people. And when you look at what we actually have to just earn a in the neighborhood of a six-figure income. It could be 100 to 200 on one leg and 100 to 200 on the other leg. Guys, that's doable. And when people decide that I'm going to do that and put a plan together, it's fun. It really is fun to see that come and see that actually happen. But it was tough, but when you have a reason to do something, you're going to do what you have to do.
Yeah. It's all worthwhile. Yeah. Ladies, let's open it up to you guys. Do you have any questions for Darryl?
Darryl, this obviously isn't your first network marketing company. How does this compare to other companies? Why is this one the best?
Well, I like what I just mentioned. The compensation plan is truly, it's amazing. If you really compare it, and I know every company says we got the best compensation plan out there, but when you really analyze what we have and what it takes to earn $400 to $500, $600, what it takes to earn $1,500 a month, $18,000 a year, US dollars, or what it takes to get to six figures, or close to six figures as an ambassador. It's something that's doable. So the person that really seriousness and reasons and whys that it's something and actually do. The second thing is the travel product we actually have. I've been in a couple travel companies, back in the day, and I don't remember going on any of the travel things that we actually had with that company, and the deals weren't that good, and it wasn't something that was like going to the Wynn or the Florida Keys, and you're staying for $199 for 4 days and 3 nights, and which $66 a night at a hotel that normally is $500, $600, even $700 a night. So the services we have, our product that we bring to the marketplace, is unbelievable. It really is. And then now the other services, the Forex, to be able to learn a skill set. See, everybody's learned how to do something, whether you're a janitor, working for a school, or whatever the case may be. You have to learn some skill set. You have to learn where the mop closet is, where the broom closet is. You've got to learn the classes. You've got to learn where they're at the time, and lots of different variations and things. Not crazy mentally tough, but there's still things you have to learn. Well, that's the same thing with the Forex service we have right now. And what it is today compared to what it will look like a year or 2 years from now. Guys, I'm telling you, as this company evolved, our travel's gone from here to here. Well, the Forex is already starting out here, but I see it growing into something just very special on there. So the compensation plan is a huge opportunity. The travel services we actually have, the Forex services we actually have, the management of the team, they're not going anywhere. We're 8 years old, so we've passed that line of demarcation, and now we're on the other side of it and going to a whole nother level, and we're going to be around for a long time. So those are some of the things that I really like that made me say yes to this company, and as we continue to evolve, really think we have something special here.
Thank you.
And that's another point that you make. The company has been around. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that are just starting out in network marketing, and they jump from one place to the other. They see that they've got shiny object syndrome. It's a brand new thing that's just starting up, get in at the beginning and all that. What are your thoughts on that? Because I believe that it should be you should look for a reputable company that's been around for a bit and has found its feet. Or am I wrong?
No, you're 100% right. We've looked at those situations, be the first, and here's what we're doing. And a lot of times those companies don't even make 2 years. And I've learned, my philosophy is I'm not experimenting. I'm not letting them experiment with me, because credibility is too important on there. So you're absolutely correct. A company that's well established, and when you take a look at our company that has stood the test of time, we're still a tiny company. So it's as if we are a new company, but we've got 8 years. And I know that maybe seems a little bit odd when I say that, but guys, we're just really getting our stride because the company had to go through iterations to get to where we are right now. And I've seen some of those iterations that have taken us to where we're at right now. And most companies have to do that, but they don't get through the first iteration or the second, et cetera. And so I've seen where we are, and we haven't even scratched the surface in the U.S., Africa, and the other, 50 countries that we're in. So from that perspective, timing's great. They pay on time every time, and the product and service does what they say it would do. And I mean, obviously, there's always a challenge. Not always, but sometimes there's a miscue or here or there. If there's 100, you've got little issues or challenges that pop up once in a while. Boy, you're very lucky to be in a situation that you're in, and that's the way I feel about this company because of those things.
Excellent, thanks, Darryl. Anybody else?
Can I say something else? Sorry, me. What I really, really love is we have no products in our garage. You don't have to store anything. I think that's amazing. And also, there's a trust factor here. If we've got a problem, we can text you, Darryl. We can text Todd. Can you text Abe? And that's talking about the CEO. We have this contact with you that in most companies people don't have. And for me, that is so, so important. There's that trust issue. We've got that trust. We've got that confidence in you guys. So thank you.
And again, that's just a testament to the brand. Even though we're 8, we're still for that to happen. Now, we'll always connect because I know each and every one of you. I'd like to speak to some of you more, Kathy, and and some of the other folks more. But bottom line is, from this point on, I mean, we know one another. You have my messenger. You have my phone number. And if you don't, you can get it. But from UK here, it's probably better a messenger or WhatsApp. No matter how big we grow the next 5, 10 years, we'll always be connected. But everybody won't have that down the road. They won't have Dave's number 5 years from now, maybe a lot even less than that. So that, again, is a testament of the timing that you're in right now. I do like it, and I think some people we overuse this, but it's like McDonald's. And before anyone knew the Big Mac was, to be able to get those franchises for the monies that you were able to get back in the day, that's kind of where we are right now. Or Microsoft, before people knew, the name Bill Gates, we all look back and say, man, I wished I would have, could have. I truly believe we're sitting at that spot right now. We're still so early. We have a small enough leadership group. The group is growing steadily. There's no question about it. I'm excited about our French team as well. And we need to talk about some things here with you guys. And we need to catch those guys. Our French team is just exploding. But guys, here's the thing. I want to make this point. When we started back in the day, when I was just a little kid, just getting going, and that first 5 or 10 years, I would always have meetings with people. We have a group of people just like this. Well, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd have 5 to 10 people, right, that committed to doing the business. And we would sit down, we'd either go to a restaurant or we'd be on the phone, or most times it was after a meeting or at a restaurant or some type of meeting just for this format. And we would strategize in our game plan, things that we needed to do to push the business forward for each one of us to go to the next level. And I can unequivocally tell you right now that the group of ladies that's watching, that's on here with me on the panel, you guys are 50 times, 100 times sharper than any group that we've put together. We've done it. If you look back in my track history, we've build big businesses with what I call regular, average, everyday people. And I consider myself one of those type of individuals. And we've done it from scratch. We had the tenacity to go from point A to point B. So again, this group right here, we come together. I'm telling you, France and all the other people, they're gonna have to bow down to the queen again, So, and I hope we can get to that point at sometime before the year's out and strategize, because I look at Mama G's energy. Who has more energy than Mama G? Anybody know that? I mean, yeah, she's just amazing. And Stacey, that smile and energy and excitement, that teacher background, mood. Do you ever miss a 2 a.m. Live webinar out there? It's just amazing. And you know, Darryl, you must be great because we have the same name. You know, so. And Carol, what do you guys call Carol?
Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja. I mean, if they're calling you a ninja, that means you can get some things done. and Kathy, you know, we need to talk more, but I just hear that you could do some damage. But and also, Audrey, we've had a few conversations with that, and I'm not saying this just to be saying it, guys. I truly have had people around the table where we've had these meetings, and you know, I didn't think less of anybody, and you know, I didn't know to think that way, but I just know comparatively to the people that I've grown in this industry, the different groups that we've built and developed, and who we started with, etc. This is a group that can go ambassador and beyond. There's no debating it. We're just going to figure that out. It's going to be one of my missions to help figure that out with you guys. And I know you're on your way, you're on your track, and you're doing the things you need to do. And I hope I can add some insight to that.
Oh, we appreciate you so much, Darryl. So much.
It's like she's daydreaming.
Where is she?
I'm just blown away. I knew that we were going to get some golden nuggets tonight, and you didn't fail us, Darryl.
No. Yeah.
So we
Oh,
are
superstar.
grateful. We are so grateful. We know how blessed we are to be able to turn to you when we require anything, you know, when it comes to business, and that in itself is priceless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm absolutely blown away with this company, with the way the leaders, like you guys in the US, I'm not like somewhere up there that we have no touchability with. You're always there with us in our hearts and within what we do. I mean, Todd the other night came on a call that we were doing, and no problem, just it definitely jumps on. And I had a three-way call with a prospect in Texas. Pastor Mel, he was there on it, and he did a lovely job with my lady prospect. And hopefully he's supposed to be joining us this week. So, I mean, the support is absolutely beyond anything I have ever experienced before in any company I've been with. And each of my Thanksgiving is to this wonderful company that I have been so blessed to find. And I thank you guys, because with all you guys, with all my girls, with all of the support that we have around us and the energy, the positive energy we have, we will be ambassadors.
Yeah.
We will.
Right. That's right.
Oh, bless her.
Hey, if I can say hi to the person in Texas, let me know. I'd love to say hi. And you said you did the three-way with Todd, right? I didn't hear the name. You said Todd?
Pastor Mel.
Pastor Mel.
Oh, Pastor Mel. Okay, well, Pastor Mel is unbelievable. So even line people just make a huge impact. Yeah, he's out of Texas, no question about it. Thanks for saying that, because again, I've seen that even the leadership inside of the groups and outside of group, cross line, etc. Most time people are having challenges and issues and those type of things would cross line groups. In here, I don't see that. People need some help or support, or whether they're part of the upline team or not. I've seen a lot of folks come together, and I think that's why we're.
Yeah, it's true. It's such a good family feel, and that's what I love about it. Like, you've really got to find where you fit in and feel comfortable. And
your home.
We've all found our home, haven't we, ladies and gents?
Dragonflies rock.
Okay, Stacey, we've been here for a while now. I need you to close out, my darling.
I would just like to thank each and every one of you for coming on tonight, but especially, we are not worthy.
We are not worthy.
We are not worthy, Darryl. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing all your pearls of wisdom. And we know that we are going to see you on those beaches very, very soon.
Very soon. Thank you so much to our panelists.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Power up, people.
All right.
Power up, people.
Power up.
Be kind to yourselves.